It's great to be back, folks. Cathaoirleach of the Town Council, Minister Ring, Cathaoirleach of Mayo County Council, councillors from both the Town Council and Mayo County Council, distinguished guests, and I'd particularly like to welcome all of you who represent the organisations who have contributed to making this morning possible. And I'd also like to recognise the presence of probably the farthest travelled person who's with us this morning. And it just shows that good news does travel, Minister. We are joined by a representative of Mayo in Ballyhoclea, and very welcome he is. And ladies and gentlemen, and particularly our younger guests, and I notice a number of people who are keeping the average age in the room well down there, and you are most welcome. My job here this morning is very simple. Firstly, to say Fáilte Rivcahenia. It's a very, very good day for Westport and a very good day for Mayo. We're here to talk about three things: a celebration, some thanks, and then a little bit about the challenge that lies ahead. And we won't detain you too long because the celebration is mainly what this morning is about, and I know you want to get stuck into that. When we talk about celebration, we talk about winning, and it was a competition. It was objectively assessed, and there was an independent assessment panel, and we came through that, thankfully. One of my favourite quotes about winning is from Muhammad Ali, who said at one stage, he said, "A fight is not won in the ring." He said, "A fight is won on the roads or the gym, and in the weeks, months and years of preparation." So in some ways, this morning is not about just the Smarter Travel competition. It's about the 20 years of work that's gone into making this town the town that it is, by all of the people, all of the individuals, all of the organisations, the Town Council and the County Council, and those of you who are representing those people in this room this morning. Some gone to eternal rewards, some not with us, but all part of what has made this truly a win for everyone. In particular, it's a win for our Smarter Travel team and the work that they've done over the last 5 years. Which brings me on to the second part, which is about the thanks. I'd like to particularly thank the Westport team, the Council and the Cathaoirleach, and I think Miles was Cathaoirleach when this was kicked off, and led the charge, and the management team here under the guidance of Joe Byrne, of whom a little more anon, with Martin Keating and Anne Moore, who have done a tremendous job in pulling this initiative together. Simon, Patrick and many others in the Town Council have contributed over long hours and long days and long weeks to getting the bid together. To Mayo County Council, Cathaoirleach, and I'd have to say, Cathaoirleach, you're having a good run, as is the Cathaoirleach of the town here. Just goes to show that if you put Galwegians in positions of influence in this county, good things can happen. But between the two of you, you've welcomed 300 million a couple of years ago, and now another national win. It would be interesting if we ever did get the position, Minister, of having directly elected mayors. They might even give you a run for that particular job on present standings. Our area committee, very positive area committee, thank you for your contribution. To the staff of the County Council, Pádraig Philbin and Anna Connor, without whom we would not have a Greenway, and that's an absolute certainty. We've done Trojan work on that project, which has been one of the foundations on which this bid has been based. To Gita Keena, Peter Gill, John Call in the C&E unit, Ian Moore and Michael Lyons, and all of the people in road design who were central to it as well. Thank you for your efforts. The organisations that are listed as having contributed, and there are others who did, but just to acknowledge the work of the schools, of the Chamber of Commerce, of the Gardaí who are with us, of Antashka, of the Tidy Towns Committee, of the HSE, of Umprum Mayo, of Fáilte Ireland, Destination Westport, Mayo Education Centre, among many others. Without all of that effort and input, we wouldn't be here. To you, Minister Ring, and to your colleague Minister Kelly, for keeping this fund alive at a time when I know it was under severe pressure. It would have been a relatively easy project. It would have been justifiable in the circumstances in which we find ourselves. And I know a little of the work that you put in behind the scenes to make sure that the fund was kept alive. I think it is testimony to a vision for the future of not just this county but of this country, and an investment in that vision. And thank you sincerely for the work that you did in keeping that fund alive. To the staff of your department as well, could you convey our best wishes to people like Ken Jordan, who 3 years ago, took a leap of faith with us when we said we could deliver the first third of a greenway inside 6 months, when no one else really believed it was possible. They did take that leap of faith, and we'd like to acknowledge their input into both Greenway and into this project. To Joe Byrne, my colleague for many years, your town manager and director of services. Joe is coming to the last month of a career which spanned 40 years in public service, of which 34 was dedicated to this county. Excuse me. And it's particularly apt that one of the celebrations in his last month would be about winning a smarter travel competition, because Joe's background, his DNA, is in the roads area. If you were to examine Joe's cells, printed in the middle of them is roads and transportation in each and every one of them. So it is particularly apt that we, as I say, we have this celebration this morning, and we'd like to join with the Minister in wishing Joe every success and happiness in his somewhat premature retirement. Finally, folks, to talk about challenge. Those of you who have listened to me warble on about topics, and I'm looking around the room, and there are quite a few of you who've had to put up with it over the years, will have heard me talk about the idea of the ideal town, which is something that exercises architects quite a bit from time to time. The notion of a utopia, of a place where things are as perfect as they can be. And there have been many efforts at it over the years, places like New Lanark in the 19th century, and New Harmony in the States in the 20th, and even Brasilia as a greenfield capital are just some of the efforts that have been made. But I think if you were to look at the possibility of the ideal town, the ideal location, the ideal community spirit, the ideal balance between work, play, life, quality, investment opportunity, you'd certainly look to Westport high up that list. And this investment this morning gives us the opportunity and the potential to make Westport the ideal town for the 21st century, and I concur with the Minister in saying that that is a global aspiration. It's not just about being best in this country anymore. We need to think of ourselves as world leaders and playing on a world stage and competing in world markets and in world competitions, and Westport is well capable of that. It's not a given. There's much work to be done. The bid, which was the subject of the assessment, is quite a comprehensive document, and there's a lot that we have got to get stuck into. But I can tell you that in the County Council and in the Town Council, we're looking forward to getting stuck into that challenge, and we know we will have the support of everyone in this room, and many who are not here. We'll start that work tomorrow, 9 o'clock. For today, it's about congratulations. Well done to everyone here. Enjoy the celebration this morning, and with all your help, we'll be back in the not too distant future for an official announcement or an official opening of the ideal town, the smarter travel town, and we look forward to seeing you all there for that again.